Good morning, everyone. This is Ida. I have a project share for Christmas in July. You guys know I've been playing with the foam. I think it's called foamiran. I always call it foamiran, but that's not what it is. It's foamiran. And and I had made a poinsettia with on one of my cards, and I really didn't like the way I had shaped it. It didn't really have any body or anything. It was really limp. So I had ordered some more foam, and it did come in, and it was in a sorted pack, and I'll show you what that looks like. And they come in sheets like this, and I had them in, they came in several colors, but I only had one sheet of pink, and now I wish I had bought all pink, because the one that's mint, because I wanted it for the Santa baby paper, this is the one that's mint, and it's more like a teal to me, like a dark mint. So it isn't exactly the color that I wanted. But anyway, I wanted to show you some poinsettias that I made. And I'm going to take them. This is how I'm going to have to package them, because I don't want them to get ruined. So I'm going to take them out and show them to you. Look at how beautiful these poinsettias are, you guys. And I made these to go along with the Santa baby paper line. And they're really soft. They're real pretty. But this foam is not the same as the first foam that I bought. This one seems to not have as much stretch in it. And it's a little bit more stiff. And it worked better for me because it held the shape that I gave the poinsettia. So I really like that versus my other foam that was a little bit, it was soft. But being that I'm new to working, I really didn't know the difference. But when I got this one in, I was glad that it was different, because it's still soft. It's very dewy looking, but this one didn't have as much stretch, and it was a little bit more firm. So, like I said, it worked for me. And all I did to the edges is I use the Inca Gold paste, and this one is in a copper color because of the paper having the foil in it, and it's really not a foil in a copper color. It's more like a hot pink or something like that that's in there, or a magenta or something. And but it still lends itself well out to the copper color, and that's what I wanted to focus on, like the copper. And so I cut out one of my dies. I have this die that's by Spellbinders, and it's a whole thing. I think I showed it before, you guys. So it's in one of my previous videos of my Christmas card or something. Anyway, it did have, with the little cups, I made the little poinsettias and the little coffee cups. Well, that's the same die set. This is another piece in that die set. And this is the piece that is behind these flowers. But the only thing is that I split it in half, and I kind of arranged it the way I wanted to. And like I said, the tips of the flower, I just put my finger in that paste, and I had to spray water, because if you find that that tends to dry up and become hard like a block, but you can spray it with bottled water and to activate it a little bit, to soften it. And all I did was rub like the points of the flower after I had put it together and everything, to give it that coppery look on the edges to kind of match. But I really love the way it turned out. And then this what I used, instead of little beads or berries in the center, I used that sequence mix that came in Nisha's box, who is Inspiring Beautiful Creations. She had given us a copper and an opal looking sequence mix that I thought worked well together with this. So that's what I used in the center of the flower. Now, here's another smaller one that I made, and I tried to put stickles on the edge, and I'm not sure that I like that. But I did order something else that I want to try. But for now, I think I'm just going to stick to just the Inca Gold copper in the edge instead of the stickles. I'm still going to use that. It's not going to go to waste. But, you live and learn. And it doesn't look bad. But I just prefer these better. And now I'm making these to go into a loaded envelope. I'm kind of making Happy Mail. And I don't even know who it's going to yet. I have a few people in mind, but I'm going to try and work on several of them. But I do have other things going on, so it's going to be, a process. But I'm going to share that envelope with you guys. Let me go ahead and share that with you guys. And then after I show you the flowers that I'm working on, I'm going to show you how to make that poinsettia. And it's really easy, you guys. You're going to see how easy it is. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Now, here's my little loaded envelope that I'm working on. And again, it's using the Santa Baby paper. Now, I wanted to curve his belly, so I misted him with water, or this little piece that went here. Like, I cut the strip tall, and then I cut it right here with my trimmer, the height that I needed for this pocket. And I stopped right here before I got to Santa, and then I fussy cut around him and back down. That's how I got him on here. And his tummy is a little rounded because I spritz him with water, and then with that ball tool, the flower forming tool, I kind of rounded his belly. And I did the same thing on these roses. They're raised. I mean, you can't see it on the video, but they have dimension. They are raised. And this piece right here is a piece that I've showed before that I've had a long time. Now this paper right here is a paper that I bought from Tonic Studio, and it's mirrored cardstock. This is the color right here, you guys. I'm sorry that I'm blinding you, but I love the Tonic Studio paper. It's very sturdy. It's very thick, so I like that about it. And I'm gonna take everything out, and I'll show you the envelope first. So here's the envelope without anything in it. What I did was this piece right here, I cut it, and it's pretty big, and I split it down the middle, and I put one piece in this bottom pocket, and then the other piece, I put it right here on the top, but this is backed up with acetate to make it firm where it's not gonna, break. It does have the acetate in the back. Now, what I would do different there, I tried to run this thick acetate with the die in my die cut machine, and it kind of warps it and bends it, and it doesn't look bad. But I think for future references, for the future, I would just kind of try to curve it a little bit, take the edge, or even just curve it around this, because it's clear it wouldn't show up that much, and then glue this on there where it doesn't warp or anything. That's probably what I would do. Now this copper vine right here, the holly leaves, this also came from that same die that I showed previously that I used on the coffee cups. So it's a big set. And I felt that it needed a little extra. What I wanted to put here was like a furry trim, like Santa's coat, but I didn't have anything like that. So I opted to do the berry spray right here, the holly spray right here in the corner. This is a rose gold mirrored cardstock, and this is a burnished rose, and it's supposed to be a mirrored cardstock, but it's more like a satin mirror. It's not really that reflective verse like this right here. So, and I have one pocket here, and then I have another pocket right here that is, as you can see by the cardstock back here, the craft colored cardstock, that it's raised up just a little bit higher or taller than this first pocket, but it's kind of hard to see because of this added piece that I added up here. But there is a pocket right here, and then the pocket back here, the main pocket. And I'm not sure if I'm going to put one in the back, but here's what the back looks like, you guys. And I'm thinking that I'm going to put something here and maybe make an index card or memory index card with my information on there. I'm not really sure exactly yet, but that's what I'm thinking. So what I'm making things or embellishments to match with the Santa Baby paper line, because I know a lot of ladies are picking that up for Christmas. And hopefully the ones that I gift this to will be able to use it. And even if they don't pick up the paper, as long as they pick up something with roses or pink or mint or whatever, these embellishments will work for them for Christmas. So you guys remember the cups that I made. Now, I didn't put a bag topper in it because I didn't want to take away from the envelope. But this is one of the things I made. Now this one I stuffed it back here into the thinner pocket because even though they have dimensional tape behind them, they're not that dimensional. Unless you stack two or something, and then it's a little bit more dimensional. Here's how I pack my little wreath that I did with the shred, with the craft colored shred. And again, here's that same sequence mix that I used on the poinsettias. So I'm trying to keep everything to coordinate. And that's one of the reasons why I used the craft colored right here in this pocket. And then I embossed it with my snowflake embossing folder. So this goes up here, you guys. And look at how pretty it's looking. And we only have two things in there so far. The other thing that I put in here, and I didn't have the perfect size bag. As you can see, this one's a little wide, but I'm sure I have one. I just have to look for it. Is the tag that I made, and I haven't added the little sentiment in here yet. You know, I've just kind of been putting it off, but that's like the least of my worries. That little tab, I can do it in no time. I just haven't gotten around to it. So that one, because it's kind of dimensional right here, the pocket here, it has gussets. So I'm able to put the tag right in here. So it slides right in there. And look at how pretty that looks, you guys. Isn't that pretty? So when I made these poinsettias, I made them in mind that I was going to stick them in here. But if I stick them in here, they're going to get crushed, you guys. And I don't want to do that. And it's not that they're a lot of work. It's that they're very pretty. And I would hate to mess them up. So that's why I looked through my packaging. And I always hold on to packaging. And I found this little box. And this box was perfect for the poinsettias. So these are going to have to go separate. But they're beautiful. Look at that, you guys. Imagine if we were to put one here. How pretty is that? So I'm going to show you how I made those, you guys. But I am going to show you one more before I show you how to make them. And it fits perfectly, you guys, in this box. And I know these boxes, I've been looking on Amazon, and they do have them available because I really do enjoy working with the foamiran foam to make flowers. But like I said, they're really soft, and you have to be careful on the way you package them. That way, when the recipient gets them, they look just as beautiful as when you first put them in the package. And to put them in this box, even though I have gussets here, it wouldn't fit. It won't fit, you guys. So that has to be sent out in a separate, separately in this box. But that's what I'm working on right now. And I want to show you this one that I made previously. Now, I made this a while back, and I hadn't shared it. But this is pretty much the same thing. I made a rose. I made the first two layers of the roses, individual petals. The way I do have a tutorial on YouTube on how I made these, so just kind of look for that tutorial. But what I did this a little different. I did the two bottom layers, and I kind of glued them together to make them into a ring after I had shaped them, and to make them lay a little bit more flat and not glued. I didn't glue them to the main rosebud the way I normally do. I kind of fanned them out. I opened them out, and I piled two layers, one on top of the other, staggered. So the petals would not be laying directly on top of each other. So that's why you see all these petals, because it's staggered. And it's only two layers. Now for the center right here, let me give you a close-up. The center, you guys might recognize it. See the tool and I don't know what kind of material this is. Now what that is the Rosette Trim that we all buy. All it is one of these, you guys. And I split it down one of the sides, and I cut out the center, and I just kept the outer part of it, and I glued that on top of the two layers that I had already in the bigger petals. And I did use bigger petals and smaller petals, so I used two layers of the bigger petals, and then I glued this little piece on top, and then I worked on my little rosebud as normal as my rose tutorial. And I only did, again, a couple layers, and then I did glue to the bud. And this kind of because I had cut out the center of that rosette, it left me a space to glue the bud in there. But look at how beautiful that is, you guys. I encourage you to try these. They're so beautiful. And that's the reason why I had bought this pink and the mint foam, because I was going to do them in different colors. But then Christmas in July came around and I thought, wow, that would make a beautiful poinsettia. And I was right. It does make a beautiful poinsettia. So that's one of the other things that that I was working on. Now, um, this is what I use to cut my foam, you guys. And I can put 4 or 5 layers and it will cut right through it like butter. It doesn't hurt it one bit. So this is my Tim Holtz one. And you can vein the foam, but the problem with that is when you heat it up, it loses all the veining again. So that's a step that you're going to do, and then it's not really going to show. So I decided to skip that. Now I'm going to show you how I did my poinsettias. And my poinsettias only have 3 layers, you guys. It's got 2 of the bigger ones, which are not the biggest ones on. I used the 2 smaller ones on that Tim Holtz die. So I used 2 of these, and then I used 1 of these, and that made me one of these poinsettias. Like, I didn't even use much. So let's get to it, you guys. I want to show you how to make this. And I already have my my tool is not plugged up, but I do have it ready. So, and it only takes a moment for it to heat up. So let me get that real quick. Like, literally it heats up. And what I use, I don't have a craft iron, so I use this hair straightener that I had bought at a thrift store. Let me go ahead and turn it on. And now when I turn it on, it usually goes to 380, but right now it's at 300. And that's what I do. I keep it as at the lowest setting that I can get on here. That's what I use it on. And I don't have to bring in a whole big old iron. You know, this is pretty compact, and it's already hot, you guys. Literally, it's hot already. And I didn't burn myself, but yes, it was hot when I touched it, but not to the point where it burnt me. It burned me, because it does get hot very quick. So I'm going to show you, and these are going to be so simple, you guys. You're going to say, huh, that's simple. So all I'm going to do, you guys, and let me move this into view so you can see what I'm doing right here. Here's my straightener, and I just kind of put the whole poinsettia down, and I bought the widest that I could find. Just a few seconds. See how it curves, you guys, from the heat and softens. And just pile the leaves together, all of them. That's it. And then what we're going to do, all we're going to do is twist. Just twist it. That's all you're going to do, like literally. But like I said, I did notice that the other foam is softer, and that's what it looks like. All I did was twist it. And now we're just going to open it up. We're going to open it up, guys, and we're going to stretch it the way we do the roses, but kind of stretch down, because, you know, a poinsettia leaf kind of curves down. So that's, you know, you want to give it that, but don't pull this. If you get the same foam that I did, I bought this on Etsy, you guys, and it was around, with shipping and everything, about $21, something like that, for I think it was 5 or 6 sheets. But because they don't sell it here in the U.S., the shipping is quite a bit. It's like, I mean, from $12 to $15. I've seen it in that range. And it comes from the UK, it comes from Ireland, but not here. I think there is one on Amazon that sells it here in Florida. And I'm thinking about maybe trying hers, but we'll see. But sometimes when I find something, see the little bump there? You can see where I had my finger trying to curve it down. That's what you want. You want to curve it down. So, and so I'm going to do all of these, you guys. And it's only 3 of them. Like I said, just put them on your heat tool for a few seconds. You'll see it right away heat up. And then just close them up and twist. I think the other foam would probably, when you twist it, you'd get more crinkles in it, and it might be prettier. but I haven't tried it. But I am going to try it with the other. But what I like about the color foam, guys, is that my fingers aren't stained. I'm thinking about buying it in red also and making some red poinsettias. And I really wanted to find some, if any of you guys know, I wanted to find some, like a mint green mirrored cardstock. Because the paper Santa Baby has mint green in it and pink. I kind of wanted to cut the holly leaf line out of a foiled mint green color, but I've been looking online and I haven't been able to find anything. And I haven't been to the craft store because I'm busy babysitting, so, you know, it is what it is. Although I do need a fix right about now. So there it is, you guys. There's another one. And then we just have one more, you guys. We're going to heat it up again, just like the other ones. And if you're sensitive to the heat, because most people are, just use some tweezers or something to take it off. And again, we're going to twist this little one. Now, this one in particular, this type of foam that I bought on this foam that I bought on Etsy, even if you make the bigger poinsettia, if you use all three and pile them up, it would still make a pretty poinsettia because it does hold the shape. And let me turn this tool off because I just want to show you this one, because I'm going to have to buy some more foam because it only came with one pink one. And the thing with foam, you guys, it is kind of pricey. Like, I was thinking of making these and putting them on Etsy as an embellishment that someone could buy. But they're going to have to be a little bit because foam is really pricey and the shipping is pricey because, like I said, we can't get it here. You know, but everybody knows what they can do and can't do, you know, and I don't expect you guys to go over there and buy it just because I'm showing, you know. But some of us can and some of us can't. But if you learn to make them yourself, and I'm giving you the information here, then you save money because you make them yourself. Even though you're still paying for the foam, you're still saving money because you don't have to pay another person to make them for you. So I'm going to take out my tool because I want to round the center of, I want to cup the center of these. Okay, scoot over. So all I'm going to do here, you guys, is, as you can see, the curve is here. So I want it to curve down. That's why I'm putting it this side up. So when I see, all I'm doing is pressing the center. And I'm sorry, you guys, I'm moving you because the clamp is attached to the table that I'm working on. And I want you to see what I'm doing. Here's the other one. I'll try to be a little bit more gentle. That's all I'm doing, just smashing the inside of the flower. And it doesn't matter how you do it, really. I think it would look pretty no matter what. Now all I do right here, you guys, I have my hot glue gun over here already. I just put a little dab of hot glue, but it doesn't have to be hot glue. You can use just about any glue and it will work. And I'm just going to stack them together. And I shouldn't have put my tool away. And even when I do this, I kind of push them in because I want them to hold this shape. I want them to be full. I want to get glue on my mat. And I staggered them. See how the petals are staggered? They're not one right on top of the other. Now I already have this one made, so I'm going to add this one to the top. But normally I would add this one. And again, I would stagger it. But because I already have this little one made, that's what I'm going to put on top. And this one actually has two piled up, but it's okay. And let me see. Again, I'm going to stagger it. See how pretty, you guys, this poinsettia is? Let me move this out of the way. And Here's that little metallic foil in the burnt, I think this is the copper color, you guys, if I'm not mistaken. This is the copper one. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to split it down the middle right here. And I'm going to kind of position it like that. Just like that. But I'm going to put glue right here. Again, you can use wet glue or you can use this. And I'm just going to position them right there. And then again, I'm going to add more glue. If you hear my puppy barking, my grandchildren are not here yet this morning. And as soon as she hears a noise, she'll start barking because they should be here any minute, really. I'm surprised they're not here already. Because I have one that gets up really early and he's the first one here. The other two kind of just drag on their way over here, but I have one that gets up early every day, even when he goes to school. Even, and not just in the summer, but during school, the school season. Look at this, guys. How pretty is that? That would look so pretty with your Santa baby paper or any type of shabby Christmas card that you're making. And they were very simple to make. The only thing, like I said, the foam is a little pricey. But if you can handle that, if you can deal with that, you know, this really does take your card to that next level. And this is what, you know, I get a lot of compliments on my work. And the thing is that when I create for someone, I don't spare any expense if I can, because I create for someone as if I'm creating for the Lord, and also as if I'm creating for me. When I buy for myself, I want the best tools out there. So even though I'm not going to keep it, even though I'm giving it to somebody else, that's the way I shop for somebody else. I try not to cut corners if I don't have to. So anyway, this is what I did. Here is the way I packaged them, you guys. Tell me what you think. And here is the little rose. There's the rose. And I do still have enough here to make a few more. And I think I am going to make some mint poinsettias, even though that mint is a little darker than what I would like. I still have the other foam that I could dye and stain it like I did this one. But this wasn't really a mint. It's more like an aqua, and I don't really have a mint color. Because you can stain these guys with your ink pads. You can dye it or oil pastels and stuff like that. But I don't have one that's a mint green. So I might stick to that one and just use it because I think it would make a beautiful poinsettia as well with the copper leaves like I did here. The only other thing I need to do to finish this off, you guys, is just kind of rub a little bit of that Inca Gold on my thumb or finger and just rub it on the tips of the poinsettias. But look at how well it held the shape. And it'll stay like that. See, I can put my hand on it and I have resistance because it's a little firm. But if you're using these on a card and you want to preserve the card, that when the recipient gets it exactly the way you designed it, then you really do need to put it in a box where it's not going to get smashed. Or that's what I would do. If I went to the trouble of making these, then I would go to the trouble of protecting them, whether they're on a card or whether I'm just shipping them like this as embellishments to someone. I would go that extra mile to protect my work. And not just my work, also my money, because it costs money to make them. And so you always want to, you know, be aware of that. Take care of your work because you do put a lot of work and effort into it. This one didn't take a lot of effort, but it did take money. So, you know, we want to be careful. We don't want to squander the blessings that the Lord gives us. We want to take care of them. So that's all I had to share with you guys today. But I did want to upload this, and I am going to be back hopefully today, late today, with the last group in the Christmas embellishment box. And that's going to be a short one because there's only 2 ladies in that swap. And then hopefully today I will start shipping out the next ones. Thanks for watching, you guys. Everyone have a great day. Oh, I also did want to say something. You know, YouTube now has, or supposedly was removing on the first of this month, the private messaging. And sometimes I have ladies that ask me if I can come to an agreement in prayer with them. And I never say no to anybody. I always will do it for anybody. And but we don't have that anymore. A lot of times people don't want other people to know that they're going through a tough time. And I can certainly understand that. But if you need prayer and you want to send me a message, you can go to my daughter's shop, and you can give me a message through her. She lives right next door, so I will get the message immediately. And she's always here, so. But I think it's createsupplies.shop on Etsy. Just type that in as one word, and create supplies shop and leave me a message with her in her shop. You don't have to purchase anything, just you can send a private message there. Thanks for watching, you guys. Everyone have a great day, and God bless. Bye.